And lastly, the finance director and I have been working on a proposal for a water rate increase. And just to give you some background on it, you know, our current rate right now is $8.31 per 1,000 gallons. And based on what the state considers as the average consumption for a single-family home, they use the figure of 23,250 gallons per quarter as a benchmark, or as an average use in the state. That same number is used for state and federal grants. When you apply for a grant for a water replacement project with Ohio Public Works Commission, for example, you have to meet a certain criteria in order to be able to qualify for a grant. The current policy is based on 1.5% of the median household income, and we're blessed to have a high median household income of right now $64,142. That puts the rate at approximately $10.14 per 1,000 gallons of water. So you know, right now where we sit, we can't even qualify for state money. We can qualify for a loan, but not for a grant. What we're recommending certainly isn't getting up to the 1014, but we're looking at a possible 6% or 8%, and that's where I'm asking for some input from council as to what you favor in doing. But a 8% increase in the water rate would be a 67 cents per 1,000 gallon increase, and would generate about $150,000 per year. A 6% increase would be a 50 cents per 1,000 gallon increase, and again, based on the state's consumption figures, would generate about $100,000 per year. As we sat during the budget hearings, and right now with our available balance in the operating fund, we had about 47,000. Is that?
Yeah, 47, 48.
So we do need to build that fund back up. And the only other unknown is what happens with our meeting with Youngstown as to the extension of our existing contract with Youngstown. So, you know, I don't know when that meeting, what we're going to be doing at the meeting, if it's just a meet and greet and we'll sign a contract, or if it's going to be a prolonged negotiation. But I do think we should act on some form of an increase now, and if we have to amend that at some later date, do so. But again, I'm proposing either a 6 or 8%. I would favor an 8% at this time, but it's certainly, I'd like to hear some of your input on that as well.
At 6%, do we break even? Is that where you come up with this?
Well, that would build, if
are we building any?
we would build about 100,000 or probably about 75,000 at the end of this year into that account if we were to act on it and it become effective next month.
And 8%.
And the 8% would get us about 100,000 because we're not going to have the full year to recapture it.
This is in the Water Enterprise Fund.
I'm sorry?
Water Enterprise Fund?
Yeah, this is the Water Operating Fund. Now, I didn't mention either, I would like to also, along with either the 6 or 8%, increase our capital charge. You know, we instituted at the last agreement a $1 per month capital cost, which goes into replacement of lines and things of that nature. And that's starting to build up, which is nice. And if we would add another $1 to that, what is that generating a year? It's about,
I don't know.
I think it's about 50,000.
I was going to say around
So we
50.
could double that and you get about 100,000 per year and start replacing some of the lines like Hillside and Callahan that we've had numerous water breaks on. So you know, my proposal to you was either the 6 or 8% is also the $4 per year increase in that capital charge.
Oh, that was included in that, or is that?
That's in addition to it.
In addition to the percentage.
It's a flat fee of $4. It's $1, but it would actually be bumped to $2 per month, or
Okay.
So the fund we're looking at, I mean, the amount that we're looking at now, that is already including the dollar, was it $1 a month or something?
Right.
$1 a month, that's flowing in there now.
Yes.
that's
You're
correct.
saying in addition,
Another
we would need
one more for a total of two.
$2. It's different than the 8%, though, right?
Yes. In
7%.
addition.
in addition to the 8%.
Right, yes.
But this 8%, Joe, if it
That's-
generated 150,000.
That impacts the price per 1,000 gallon that a consumer uses through their meter,
But
the
where does
8%.
That would go into.
That would go into
this fund,
operating,
right?
right, the
We
operating
said
fund.
if we had our wish, we'd like it to be $1.3 million, if I remember.
Sure.
Equivalent to the sanitary sewer enterprise fund total. That's
Well,
what
this-
I asked you if you could wish for. Do you remember that question? I said if we had everything we needed, felt comfortable,
Yeah.
it was more like $1.3 million. So this isn't gonna get us.
Well, again, in order to garnish some state money, if you wanted to match dollar for dollar, or, you know, in most cases with OPWC, you can get up to 80 cents per dollar in a grant. You know, you'd have to bump that up to $10.14, which would factor out to be about a 22% increase, and I don't know
Instead of
that
eight.
we're prepared to do that at
8
this time.
versus 20.
Right, so we are
Okay.
making gradual.
Right.
Well, I was just curious. No, I know, it was 8%,
Yeah.
you take 22%.
Right.
I understand the impact now. What is your timing? What timing are you thinking about, Joe?
Well, I would, with your blessing, I'd like to put an ordinance together for the next meeting, the first week of April, and have it become effective in May, the rate increase.
May 1st.
May 1st is the target.
So with that 8% increase, what, average-wise, what would that be about? What would that be more so?
It would be about $50 per quarter per customer, at the